Welcome. Today we are looking at an absolute failure of a couple of days of my reno journey. I failed very badly with plastering. So I'm going to be in the corner of this video again and narrate over it just to kind of explain what not to do. That's the only value of this video. I kind of wasn't sure if I would post it, but here we are. So watch this as what not to do, a couple of lessons from an absolute amateur plasterer, and my failures in real time. Let's get into it. All right, day 5. Today is a later start. We've been off to Bunnings first. I got a laser level to help me plaster. But let me show you where we left off yesterday. So this is where we left off. This is the following day after plastering yesterday. My phone ran out of memory, so I could only capture the first half. But it's not bad. And so the goal today is to tackle some of this plastering with a method that'll get the walls dead flat. And then I want to try and disassemble some of this cabinetry so we can make some more room in here. I got a skip bin organised, but that's for 10 days from now. So all of this rubbish will be gone in 10 days, and that'll free up this room for plastering. But we need to be able to move a bit more. So I'm going to disassemble this and hopefully try and make a start on some other plastering. Like I can try this wall, even the kitchen, but we'll see how we go. Right, maybe I'll try and have a look at this ceiling. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it had some damage in the past, so they did a really bad job patching it up. Let me see if I can zoom in on, I'm watching it in the editor. And then they tried to cover up their bad job with textured paint. So the whole thing is pretty hideous. I want to see how easily it sands away. Alright, this is just a test. We'll do a bit on the paint, and a bit on the plaster. Wait. Almost died. That is a nightmare. It works. My God, it takes a long time. I reckon the ceiling I can use an orbital sander. That'll probably take, I don't know, maybe a day. That's not so bad. It's the cornicing, because I have to do it by hand, otherwise you damage it. So I can say this with hindsight, I did not sand those cornices, and I didn't film it either because a friend had helped me. But I used a heat gun, and I took the paint off. It kind of peeled off with a heat gun because it was a really, really thick paint they'd used, and they'd put sand in it. I don't know why, it looked really bad. But yeah, heat gun onto that, and it kind of just peeled off very easily, and then I stupidly skimmed over it again with plaster. I say stupidly because I probably could have just skimmed over the paint as well. Like I didn't have to use the heat gun to take it off. But anyways, I did. But luckily it looks like it's only in the kitchen here where they've tried to fix the roof with their sandy paint. Need to follow up this as well. We're going to get an electrician in. I'm currently trying to get quotes, but that is also a nightmare. Like, people want 700-800 Australian dollars for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours work, which seems crazy. It's what it is. Plumbers, the exact same, but I've got a friend that's a plumber, so he might be able to help take care of this, but in about 2 or 3 weeks, which is a while away. Yeah, I still need to find an electrician. I do have an electrician friend. We'll see, I don't know. He's helped me out in the past for free. I feel bad asking again for free, so I'll have to see if he will accept cash this time. Oh, feels like I can't do much. I don't have the pads to sand the roof. The laser's not working, so I can't plaster that wall. And there's shit everywhere, so I can't plaster these walls. God, this is boring. Why are you guys watching? I don't even want to know why I'm uploading it. It'll get better. It will get better. One day. One day it'll get better. A man can dream, a man can hope.
Alright.
Right.
Day 5 or 6, I've lost track. It's been a couple of days, I took the weekend off. I'm going to try now and use the orbital sander on the ceiling with the 80 grit and see what we can do. It was just too much effort with your hands. But I don't have a power cord, so I didn't have this the first day. Now I don't have an extension cord, so we'll just do a patch and see if it works, and then I'll bring an extension cord for it tomorrow.
Cool. Can I bring you guys in? Oh, yeah, but not fully in. Like that. I feel like you guys are taller than me, because my posture's now bad.
Oh, that's not doing nothing. That ain't doing nothing.
You're doing nothing.
I know it wasn't trying that long, but you could just tell this is already like blunted. I might just try and skim with plaster over this. That's a nightmare. I've never skimmed a ceiling. That's a worry.
Alrighty. So I'm going to just skip through this part. This part was a good idea, but a totally diabolical and wrong thing to do. So my idea was, you see those little like blue dots on the wall? I wanted to, hang on, let me just mute this. Yeah, I wanted to create kind of guides with these dots so that they should be completely plumb with each other, completely level as I'm leveling it here. And then you can use them as a guide. And then the idea is when you're plastering, you can kind of plaster it to that guide and make sure the whole wall is level. Because it's an old building, the walls just weren't level. So I was trying to like improve the walls effectively. And this is an absolute failure for many reasons. So I got this idea off of a YouTube video, with the huge difference being they were doing this for render, not top coat plaster. Big mistake, big issue. So anyways, I put these bloody dots. It took me a day or a day and a half to put these dots everywhere and really level them out and make sure they're really even, so that the wall was 100% flat. But it's a huge mistake, and I ended up taking them all off in any event. And the reason is you can't use effectively like the straight edge to take off of the plaster on the top coat. You can only do that with render, and I didn't know this, and it seems obvious looking back, but anyways, I made this very stupid mistake and wasted many days. The other problem is the packers were coming out a pretty sizable amount, in some areas like 8mm, because the wall was that bad, where it would be 2mm somewhere and then 8mm somewhere else to kind of make up for it. But that's a lot of, it's too thick, the plaster, too thick. In fact, it took me a long time to realize truly how thin you need the plaster to be for it to be good, a good finish. So yeah, this 8mm plaster, and it's just diabolically thick. It's so thick. But you can see here I'm making the guides, so you kind of connect all the dots in a straight line with the plaster, and then you've got effectively like some rails down your wall. Now I do think this would work very well for render, but absolutely not for top coat plaster. And this whole thing I'm doing, I took the dots off, And even this entire wall that I kind of plastered, which you'll see very shortly, I took the entire wall off as well. But let's listen to this first plaster. Alright, I'm back. And I have decided what I'm going to do for the remainder of the day. I'm going to try and plaster this wall without that other method I was using. Because this wall's pretty plumb, it's pretty flat. I reckon I'm only going to use that method of creating the lines and the guide and kind of cutting it off. I don't know what the word is. Don't do it for any of them. For walls that are like not straight. It's a lot of work. And this wall's already straight. So I'm going to have a try at using the top layer, which is just the Pro Rock multi-finish on the top. I'll probably do 2 coats of that. And we'll see how we go. This is my first time, more or less, using the Pro Rock multi-finish. I did a small wall in there that turned out really, really good yesterday. But it was a really small wall. So we'll see how we go with this wall. And the next time I do it, I'll try and do a full. So the other wall that I did initially, the very first one that gave me a lot of confidence, I didn't put any of this base coat on it. It was effectively an already rendered wall, and then it had been painted. So it was a painted flat wall, and I then put your top coat of plaster onto that, and that worked like a dream. It worked really well, filled me with a lot of confidence to use this stuff because I'd never used this multi-finish top coat before. But as you will see, it's horrendous, and there's so many sins and errors and just obvious things that I did not do wrong. So let's see if you can see all of my mistakes. And this, once again, is like my first time doing multi-finish top coat on a wall that I've not even seen anyone do this, plastering an internal bricked wall. You gotta do more than one wall a day, right? Otherwise it'll take a long time. All right, let's go. Mix the mud. Cool, let's pause that. Do you see how thick that is? Like, that plaster is so thick. The last wall I did, which turned out perfectly, it took me like a month of just failure, of just banging my head against a plastered wall to learn the proper way. And it's because there's no videos on this particular product. There's just not much. The only thing that's given is the ratio of water to plaster, which it makes it like a pancake batter. Look at how bad this is. You've got incredibly thick plaster, which is not meant to be like that. It's not mixed properly because because I just didn't mix it long enough. And I didn't SBR the wall. And so it's kind of sticking in areas. And so I've done everything wrong here. And it's not good. It shows the absolute importance of SBR. It's huge. It's effectively some kind of sealer for the wall. So it kind of creates a barrier, and it improves adhesion, but most importantly, it's kind of like a waterproofing membrane that controls the suction, so the plaster doesn't instantaneously dry out, which is happening kind of more or less here. But yeah, let's keep watching. It is bad. And so I decided to wet the wall. That was my solution. I knew it was a suction problem. I knew it was instantly drawing the moisture out and drying. So I decided to wet the wall as opposed to just pause, SBR, and go again. It was instantly sticking. Mm-hmm. See how thick it is? My God. It's horrible.
Yeah, this is one thing I'm worried about. You can see the bricks, there's different suction rates. Ah.
SBR would control that. Hmm.
So the problem is the plastering on two different substrates. There's the mortar ground, the plaster we put between the gaps before, and then the painted brick. And so it's sticking to the plaster, but not the brick.
SBR. Control the substrate, makes it all the exact same. But it's so thick. I've put so much plaster on this wall. Not only is it more effort, it costs more, and it's a bad finish, a bad end result. Couple of rocks.
This is not working at all. This is nightmare. Oh, this is a nightmare. Maybe I need a primer on the wall like a sealer.
Yes! That's what you need. It's not too late. It's kind of too late, but it's not too late. I'll have you know I seal every other wall after this one. So, there's that. Come on, mate. Right, let's speed this bit up. Make it 10. Come on. You see how I'm going over the same area again and again and again, and it's just so much effort for that small amount of wall.
What's happening there? Like, why is it?
This is a disaster. This is horrible plastering.
I know it gets better as you add more coats, but far out. Because I can see the bricks like night and day. I can see the lines. I used to have a lot more plaster than I was expecting.
Just, do you hear how tired I am? It's just so much effort for that small amount of wall because of all those mistakes. Once again, if I had thinner plaster, more water, and SBR'd it, and also just do it and kind of don't keep going over it.
Let's just leave it for a bit.
It'd be so much quicker,
Really
easier,
fucking lines
and
out.
you'd be able to obviously at the end of the day do more.
Someone's telling me if I come back in a bit, it'll be better. Also the next coat, but it's still, it's better. So, Let's come back. Let's finish what I got, put on the wall, come back, so we'll do the second coat, because this is... Let's have a look at the power. Stuff's already setting. It's been 20 minutes. That's quick. And I'm sweating. Oh, my glasses. Oh. So all the plaster, let's get it on the wall. Clean the bucket, get it ready for the next coat. Oh, fuck.
I don't know why I left it for a bit and came back. Like, I don't understand why I did that. Because I ended up adding more plaster above the layer. Let's watch.
All right. New game plan. New game plan. I don't care about the marks. We just care about being flat. That is a nightmare. Oh, so much better. So much better on the other wall. My God. Fuck. And it was setting so quickly. I don't know, maybe I didn't mix enough water, but it seemed fine, the consistency at first. In fact, it couldn't have been any thinner because some parts were too thin. You can still see some of the brick lines, which is so annoying. You don't need to seal the other walls for sure. Let me see if I can show you some more angles. Like that's pretty horrendous, but we're gonna, as long as it's flattish, oh, that looks horrendous. Did my best, boys. We're gonna come through and fix the little dimples. That's fine. The tiger marks, that's fine. As long as it's flat. And the only part I'm worried about it not being flat is right there between the edge. It's hard to see.
It's not that hard to see.
So we're gonna have to.
This is really bad.
I'm gonna try and flatten it before we put a second coat.
You see how much work on the first coat? It's just...
Sometimes you gotta trust the process, eh?
I was doing it wrong.
Oh,
Hindsight.
Sometimes you gotta trust the process. We'll see how we go. My phone battery's dying, so I don't know what more I can film. Hopefully, I'm gonna pause this, put on a break, and I'll try and film the next coat. Otherwise, you'll find out tomorrow if it was a success or an absolute failure. If it's a failure, I'll probably go over it again and do another test run where I'll put some kind of sealant on the wall first. Seal the wall so it's all the same suction, because I think at the moment the grooves are high suction and it's I don't know, messing with me at least. Yeah, the wall I did yesterday, I hadn't plastered the grooves, so it was, I don't know, it worked better. We'll see. Alright, 10 minutes battery. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes since last night, but we'll see. It's like, it's pretty set up. Obviously you can take it off if you wanted, but it's not liquidy. Yeah. Okay, that feels a lot better.
You can see there was like,
Feels a lot better, boys.
you can see there's like rocks or something in the plaster, and I had that problem the entire time. And it turned out it was the dirty mixer. It was the mixer I was using. Whilst I cleaned it, I didn't clean it enough, I think.
Okay, now it's getting a little shit.
It's getting a little shit.
Little shit here.
Yes.
Sorry.
But you see how much plaster? It's like, it's so thick as well, that second coat. It's so thick. Insane. And now I've swapped to a flexi trowel, which it's not the right stage for that. It's way too early, and so we won't really flatten the wall. It'll just go with the grooves of the wall. You want a more sturdy trowel at this stage.
This is an absolute shit show.
Mm-hmm.
I need a lot of touch, eh? Let's be gentle.
It's like, no,
I'm sorry.
don't be sorry.
I can be gentle.
But you don't want to be gentle here. See, I was concerned with getting it looking good, but it actually wasn't as flat as it could be.
Alright, this is the second coat. I've got 3% battery, so this is probably all it's going to be. It's a lot better, but it's still not perfect. So obviously I'm going to go over it whilst it's drying or setting. But there's these weird ripples. I can't show you. See that?
Mm.
It doesn't matter what
I think that
do,
was
it doesn't
the
matter if I go over
plaster
it.
that wasn't mixed properly.
And I don't know if that's because of it was dirty underneath or because I've got like dry plaster, which it was only a smallest amount, it wasn't that much. So I don't know, gonna have to fix that up maybe tomorrow when it's all dry. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to fixing it. It's getting there. It's a lot better than before. We'll see how we look tomorrow. Day 8. Welcome to day 8. I couldn't film the last part of yesterday because the phone battery died, but I was constantly just bloody troweling over it, trying to flatten it. And look at this. It ain't perfect, but it's not bad. I don't know why I've got these weird bubble things, but not bad. Today I want to do the room in there that we were putting the dots on yesterday, and yeah, just more plastering today. Have a look. Pretty flat. I know you see, I think I put too much water when I was wet troweling, but it's flat. It looks like there's no indentation there.
Okay, it actually didn't come out that badly. The redemption,
But it's not bad.
It's not
we've
good.
saved
though.
it.
It's not good.
Although that was a lot of effort for that one little bit of wall. Let's see if we can do more today.
Okay, now here's another this is complete waste of time. I thought, yeah, honestly, I was not even going to upload this footage because the whole yeah, this is a complete waste of time. I wasn't even going to upload this footage because the whole wall delaminated and I like helped it I just took it all off. I used the guides, as you can kind of see. There's those two guides at the moment, and then I put a huge amount of plaster, thick amount of plaster in between the guides, and then I kind of like ruled it off, and so the plaster was, as you can see, ruling off, so it came in line with the guides. Theoretically, it's good. I mean, that's just the way you meant to do it with render, but not with plaster. The main problem was you couldn't push it onto the wall because when you're kind of scribing down or cutting, I forget what the word is, but when you're taking off the excess going down, you're not pushing the plaster onto the wall. You're kind of just like letting some stuff come off, you know? And I think with the plaster, you really got to push it onto the wall. So it's just not a good method in any way, shape, or form. Additionally, way too thick. Way too thick. And then, why would you have a guide if it's only like a mil or half a mil? You don't need a guide. It's just. In hindsight, I should have just accepted the fact, which I did, that the walls are not completely flat. They're like some on a bit of an angle in areas because it's an older building, and that just is what it is. Yeah, with this method of, yeah, it's just not possible. Not possible. Yeah, the only way to get it truly flat again would be to take the cornicing and the skirting off and render it, I would think. Or maybe even a gyprock board. You can get that flat, but once again, you need to take off the cornice and the skirting, get it flat, then put them back on. Because whatever you put will protrude from the wall quite a lot. It will make the cornice or the skirting look funny. But yeah, this is me just failing, wasting time. Many days were wasted. Let's get serious. Let's fucking get serious. Come on. This is not worth it. I'm taking those fuckers off. Let's get fucking crazy. Let's get crazy. I reckon I'm gonna try and plaster that wall with this shit. See what happens. I'm over this. It's like a guide for there it's 4 mil, and there's a guide for, no, that's 4 mil. That's 4 mil, and that's like 2 mil. I don't even know. It's stupid. Yeah, I was going crazy. It took me like 2 or 3 hours to do that small wall. And I'm just like looking at all the walls in the apartment thinking, there's no way. Like, yeah, I was getting a bit crazy.
That is a lot quicker. I don't know how level it is. It's a couple of hollows there, there, so I'll fill those in. It's not coming off with a speed skim. Getting happy though, getting happy. It's a lot quicker. Okay, that's pretty good for the amount of time it took. Oh, it's a few hollows, but you can fill them in at another time. I'm gonna let that sit a bit, clean up the edge. I'll turn the edges now. I'm struggling, guys. I don't know why. This is so hard. Alrighty guys, I'm well and truly pooped. I've got 10% battery. I'm going to try and do, I don't know, some kind of trail on this. It's not super set up, but I'll give it a crack. See if we can make it a little bit flatter. It's not so bad, it's pretty good. You've got the dimples with the bricks, but I think that is what it is. I think the next coat will be fine. And I've got some, well, yeah, I've got some sealant, so I will try and seal another wall next time as another test, but I don't want to have to seal. Because it's only for the bricks don't have, because the bricks are painted, so there's no suction. And that's it. Yeah, I had a lot of struggles, and I still do, with phone battery and memory space because I'm doing this all off of my iPhone. Even this video right now, right here, is the iPhone. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This was definitely what not to do when plastering. This was my first time using those products, and it was more or less my second time ever plastering. So yeah, a lot of mistakes, probably not that entertaining, but I don't know, we'll see. But thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully we get better and we get to see how things develop.